Dear viewers of the Tom Photo channel, have you ever wondered why we love photography? What is it about photography that captivates us, photography enthusiasts, throughout our lives? We might be more or less invested in it during different phases, but it seems to cycle back, eventually drawing us back in full force. I started when I was 12, and I've been doing it ever since. Admittedly, I've had some very busy years when photography was temporarily put on the back burner for me, only to come back with even greater momentum. The transition from film to digital also had an impact, as I didn't appreciate photography becoming more about technology and less about skill and art. Now, with nearly everyone using digital, it has reverted to being more about skill again, due to intense competition. You see, simply pressing the shutter release won't make you stand out. The bottom line is that I haven't given up photography, but why? I don't have definitive answers, but let me share my thoughts to see if you agree. Photography, they say, is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle, an extension of your eyes. You perceive everything around you through the camera. Without it, the vision feels incomplete for some, myself included. I suppose I need the order and composition as well as the frame around my field of view to define the scene. Photography helps me simplify what I'm seeing and isolate the essence. Learning to see better is emphasized for advancing in photography, noticing things others might miss or not know how to see. Some consciously practice this kind of seeing, while for many it's subconscious. Regardless, it sticks with us, leading us to include a camera in the process. I'm addicted to this too. I might look at cars waiting at a traffic light and wonder why they aren't arranged more pleasingly in terms of color and shape. Why does the third car disrupt the perfect composition or harmony? Is this normal? And then I feel compelled to capture anything unique. A strange cloud, an unusual sunset, a giant pumpkin. Everything must be taken home because photographers are natural collectors. We have to catalog all those cool things. Obviously, you can't bring home an elephant, the New York City skyline, or a rainbow, so the camera becomes your only option. Photography provides a sense of ownership. If I photograph a bear in the woods, it's like having my own pet bear. This reminds me of Snufkin, a philosophical moving character who roams the world offering wisdom. He said he did not need to buy the woods and mountains because when he looked at them, they belonged to him in that moment anyway. When he looked away, he didn't mind that they weren't his because he wasn't looking. Following this philosophy, a photographer can truly own the scene, especially if no one else is really experienced or trained to see it. This brings me to my next point, freezing time. Some moments are so fleeting that capturing them is invaluable. You can return home and continue admiring that unusually vibrant rainbow for as long as you want. Some advise not to photograph it, to instead embrace the moment firsthand. But for me, some sights are too amazing to rely solely on memory. Memories change over time and memory itself isn't limitless. While memory is great, I don't mind having a JPEG as an extra. Some people go hunting. I used to not understand hunters, but after contemplating it, I do now. They seek excitement, but especially a trophy. Hunting seems like a photography trip without the camera, replacing it with a rifle. But the rifle has a monocular attached. You look through it and press the shutter release button, albeit with a different name. You might agree that the two activities are related. A nature photographer in camouflage clothing with a long telephoto lens around the neck even resembles a hunter with a rifle. But perhaps you're drawn to photography because you're a highly visual person. Vision might be your dominant sense. It is for me. I remember when I had to memorize poems. Visualizing the page was the only way I could recite them. Vision leads me to seek out interesting and beautiful things. It's led me to love nature. I've noticed that most of my activities involve a strong visual element. I took up painting because it felt like an extension of photography. Photography without a camera. The camera is just a preferred tool. Other tools include canvas and paintbrush, much like memory is a tool. If you're watching this video, I suspect you are a lot like me. I'm very interested in your thoughts on why you enjoy photography and what captivates you the most. Is photography distinct from other activities or hobbies? What kind of people are photographers? Please share your thoughts. Thank you very much for your time. I usually ask you to consider subscribing to my channel and leaving a like if you're inclined to do so. It'll help me create more content in the future. See you in my other videos. Goodbye.